Om Shri GURUBHYO NAMAHA. Remember the 12 Vyaktitvas: Lokaseva Vyaktitvam, Dharmasthapana Vyaktitvam, Vairagya Vyaktitvam, Bhaktatvam, Shishyatvam, Mumukshutvam, Jignasutvam, Shrotrutvam, Sadhakatvam, Parishrami, Prerana, Prashanta Vyaktitvam. And the 6 sources of blessings to be continuously deeply invoked. From Shruti Mata, we should know the technique. From the Guru Parampara, Guru Tattva. From the Devatas, from Devi. From Ishvara, from Parabrahma Tattva. Beautiful Shastra, Shwethashwathara Upanishad, first chapter, Sambandha Bhashyam. In the present topic which we are studying, where Bhagavan Shankara is taking the references of Puranas. Shruti has done, Smriti has done, Puranas is doing. In that first, the Brahma Purana he is quoting, then the Vishnu. In that Brahma Purana's quotations which we are studying, a clear-cut explanation of the essence of the entire Adhyatmika Jnana, Vedanta Jnana is given along with, therefore, what sadhana has to be done for mukti. That also is given. It is only we who should have that subtlety to grasp the given crystal clear message for our life's evolution. We will study it. Before that, our sankalpas, prarthanas, before that, a few minutes of discussion. Today's discussions are what is it? Oh, okay. World, mind, Shastra, ourselves. Let us talk about these four. What world always says to us? You know, world says to us, I am real, I am there, I am for you. You come and you embrace me. I am only for you. Isn't it? The world says so, as if. That's how we run for the world. And then, how much ever the promise the world says or does, finally, it can give us not what it can promise, it promises, but it can give us only that which it can give. Anybody for that matter, बड़े बड़े प्रॉमिस करे, लेकिन औकात क्या है वही उतना ही दे सकते है ना. Therefore, don't go by promises, go by औकात. A person with औकात, even though doesn't do promise, he can do the help because he has got capacity. The other one, no capacity at all, but he does promise, it will not be fulfilled. He can do only what he can do. Like if you come and ask me money, चलो मैंने किया प्रॉमिस, चलो आपको 10 करोड़ देता हूँ, ये झूठा होगा वो, बिकॉज आई एम नॉट. औकात किधर है? सो वन इज वर्ल्ड. What world is saying to us all the time? Think about it. It is not world saying, world is jada. We only say, but from the world standpoint. Then what our mind is saying? माइंड इज तो अर्ली मॉर्निंग, ये बुरे बात बोलना नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन क्या करें, इट इज ए कूड़े का दान ओनली. यू नो, इट सेज एवरी गुड थिंग, बैड थिंग, नॉनसेंस थिंग, एंड इट हैज ओनली वन वे. रन 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 विथ millions of thoughts. In 1,000 times we may get human life. In every life we may live 1,000 years. And every year has 1,000 days. Every hour has 1,000 hours. Every hour has thousands of minutes and seconds. The only thing mind does is, or says and does is, you are upadhis, let us enjoy the world. Then the habitual going on thinking, thinking, thinking. Isn't it? This is what the status of every mind, except that of the yogi who has fully mastered it. So we have to be carefully observing about what world is saying, inviting, promising, and can give. So to what is mind all the time saying, I must know. In fact, if you can observe the sayings of the mind, we'll understand it's a bakwas kar ja raha hai wo. Other than doing nonsense, little deep we have to have, little Vedantic background. So not only the mind is saying nonsense, saying by the mind itself is nonsense. Even a little higher job, mind itself is nonsense. मन जो कह रहा है उस नॉनसेंस है, मन का कहना ही नॉनसेंस है, मन ही नॉनसेंस. It is little higher, deeper to grasp, come to that level. But then just be an observant. कर क्या रहे हैं मन हर हमेशा. Most of the time we follow these two. What world says, what mind says. Okay, now come to the third level. Beautiful thing it is. What is Shastra saying? Okay, what is Shastra saying? Continuously, when we are reading from last few years, what is Shastra saying? Here, the trick is what? Ki, fourth one will talk right now only what I am saying. Okay, be attentive. What is Shastra saying? We are going on listening, but is what is Shastra saying is becoming my saying or not? Here is where the entire maturity is there. शास्त्र का जो भी कहना वो मेरा कहना हुआ या फिर भी मेरा कहना मन का ही और जगत का कहना ही है अभी भी. Is my saying is what is said by mind and the world, or has my saying has changed to what Shastra is saying? Think about it, little cool. जो शास्त्र कह रहा है वो मेरा कहना हुआ क्या? That's where the whole struggle we are going through. Whatever Shastra says, that through logic, through experimentation, and wherever experiential, through experience, what Shastra says should become my saying. If the Shastra saying doesn't become my saying, something to मुझे कहना तो पड़ेगा, and I go on saying only that which the mind and the world says. And what we say, we live. So what is happening in us is Shastra saying is kept there only. We are not matching our saying with it or its saying with ours. वो वाला सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट ब्रेक थ्रू हमको पाना है ना. शास्त्र इज डिफरेंट, इट इज ओके, सुनने के लिए गालिब का ख्याल अच्छा है, बट आवर सेइंग इज या वी आर विद द माइंड, वी आर विद द वर्ल्ड. यू नो, लाइक भारत माता की जय, सनातन धर्म की जय, ओके बोलने के लिए, बट देन वोटिंग तो वी गिव इट टू ओनली दोज who are enemies of India, though acting like friends, who are the enemies of Sanatana Dharma, thousand times proved. Yet they are voted, isn't it? In the same way, Shastra saying is left to Shastras. Our saying is matched with the saying of Mana and the world. Means Shastra's words are not heard carefully. Shastra's sentences are not thought over carefully. And Shastra saying themes or truths, etc., are not understood or digested. Therefore, The glory, beauty, truth of the Shastra has not come into our head to such an extent that therefore now what Shastra says is my saying, and what Shastra is saying is my living also. Then what's promised by the Shastra? Dukkha nivritti, Sukham prapti, Bandha vimukti, Moksha prapti, that will be mine, not otherwise. So, Shastra said thousands of things now. You know, about the truth, Shastra said. About the world, the Shastra said. About our Vyaktitva, Shastra said. About what is bondage, Shastra said. About what is liberation, Shastra said. क्या ये सारा ज्ञान अपना हुआ क्या हमने उसको अपनाया? अपनाना क्या है? चॉइस नहीं है उसमें. Why? Shastra, what is saying is truth. But that choosing happens when what Shastra is saying is understood. For that only we have to pause and contemplate. Any aspect of Shastra, actually, a stage should come in our life, of which not even a beginning happened now. A stage should come wherein every sentence said by Shastra is my sentence and my practice and my experience. And whatever I am doing and experiencing is fully matching with what is said in Shastra. This is the ultimate. उस स्थिति तक हमें पहुंचना है क्योंकि शास्त्र इज experience of the saints, experience of the liberation, isn't it? Shastra is not intellection. Shastra is not mere time pass. Shastra is not a sentiment. Shastra is not an effort to convince us about something which is not real, isn't it? Think about those lines. Shastra is the Rishi's Anubhuti. They gave it to make us also have that Anubhava. Okay. So, what is Shastra saying is one, understanding is two, making it ours three, doing the practice four, experiencing what is said Shastra fifth one. इसका हमारा प्रयत्न होना है consciously, deliberately, moment by moment. Even consciously, deliberately, moment by moment, living Shastra, becoming Shastra. Even this thought also is a matured thought. If that doesn't come inadvertently in delusion, we only live life as said by the mind and the world. जो जगत बुला रहा है, जो मन कह रहा है, वही करते हैं हम. अगर हमको निश्चय नहीं हुआ, like the children, both types are there throughout the period of history. Whatever my parents say, that alone I will do. They are always saved. And those who have dilemma, doubts about practicing what the parents say, then they do what their mind says or the other fellows say. Nobody can save them. They have to firmly decide. So, in an office, whatever boss says is right, I do it. He is very safe. He is not victim of his mind's whims and fancies. He is not victim of the outside's misguidance outsiders. And he is expected to do what boss says because boss is boss. So too the children are expected to do what parents say because parents are the only well-wishers and direct expression of the God. In the same way, who can be the well-wisher to us other than the Shastra? है कि नहीं? आध्यात्मिक जीवन में आ जाए तो even otherwise for everything Shastra is authority. तो Shastra is our well-wisher भाई. तो completely have to decide what is Shastra said, kitab by kitab, panna by panna, para by para, sentence by sentence, word by word. I will understand and I live it. This conviction, if it comes, how it comes only Guru God Krupa. नास्ते एष्टिमादाय देवा रक्षन्ति साधकं यम तु रक्षितुमिच्छन्ति सुबुद्ध्या योजयन्ति तम. This decision comes because our Subuddhi. The Subuddhi will be the grace of Guru and God when we have Shraddha in them. For years together, when you are at their feet with Bhakti Shraddha, then they give that Subuddhi. In that Subuddhi, this is the decision. There are three people who talk to me continuously. One world, second is mind, third is the Shastra. Listening and following what mind and world says is samsara. Listening and understanding and practicing, living what said by Shastra is the moksha. Because Shastra has no other purpose than giving us moksha. It has not come for any binding. है कि नहीं? एक ही काम है शास्त्र का हमको मोक्ष देने का. Moksha Shastras we are talking. There are Artha Kama Dharma Shastras also. We are talking about Moksha Shastra directly. So for even that arrival of that conviction is the beginning. मैं थोड़ा अपने आप को मिसगाइड कर रहा हूँ अपने मन से. मैं अपने आप को मिसगाइड कर रहा हूँ दुनियादारी से. The right guidance to me when I am at the level of ignorance is Shastras. Shastras are meant only for giving me moksha. They have no other purpose. With this little deeper understanding, when we decide that what is Shastra said is my saying and what is Shastra said is my living, from that comes then what is Shastra saying. Every sentence you take, go deep into its understanding. In that, some places Shastra does the Tattva Nirdaya, other places it inspires us to reach the Tattva. These are the texts we are now referring to. Last 90 days we are studying this only. In other place, Shastra tells us to prepare to reach to that Tattva. Tattva Nirnaya, Tattva Jnana, Tattva Prerana, then Tattva Sadhana, ये चारों चीजें शास्त्र बताते हैं. Tattva Nirnaya, this is the truth. Tattva Prerana is reach that, otherwise you will be bound like we are seeing in Yoga Vasishtha Ramayana also. है ना? So Tattva Nirnaya, Tattva Lakshana, Tattva Prerana, then Tattva Sadhana. ये करते जाना तुम पहुंच जाओगे. So, with all this background discussion so far done, the conclusion is what? What is Shastra saying? Has it become my saying? Underline that point. Think about it. Anything you say, Shastra says Jagat is Mithya. Have I come to that conviction? First of all, what is the definition of Mithya? What is the definition of Satya? Then, if the Shastra is saying Mithya, the definition of Mithya to the Jagat, is it applying or not? So, yad adavante janyamasti vartamane pi tattatha. That which was not there, which will not be there, in between it is there. It is called Mithya. And that also continuously goes on changing. And it has no its own independence. That is the meaning of Mithya. Then is these three thoughts or definitions fitting to the world? Yes. If yes, then what is Shastra says Jagat Mithya should be my saying. And the why Shastra said it for us to get detachment from the world. Therefore, my life should be detachment with the world. What is the nature of detachment? Running away, committing suicide, where to go? Detachment is not physical. Detachment is the mental. What it is? It is present or it is absent. I am equal in my mind. Zero attachment or importance to it. That's called vairagya. Whatever little vyavaharika thing is there, that is done, that's it. Because it is mithya. We are at the bandhana sthiti now, we need to have moksha. For the moksha to do sadhana, this world is available or present to me. Therefore, मोक्ष साधना के लिए जो हेल्प करेगा वर्ल्ड, उतना ही एस्पेक्ट वर्ल्ड का रिलेटिवली रियल है. अदर देन दैट एवरीथिंग इज बंधन ओनली, unreal only, mithya only. This is what Shastra said. Then Shastra told us to have this Shamadhi Shatka Sampada or Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampada. No, we have to think, did I get any one of them? Is my Viveka 100%? Vairagya 100%? Control of mind, control of senses, forbearance, Shraddha, thought always on Paramatma, Amumukshuta. In this way, everywhere what Shastra said should be my saying. I'm not referring all Shastras now. You take Gita, every chapter through Shastra, Bhagwan or through Bhagwan Shastra is telling us भाई ये है ज्ञान ऐसा जीना है उनका ज्ञान हमारा ज्ञान होना चाहिए और वो हमको जीना चाहिए because that's only the redeeming thing. Why? Again, because it's given by the liberated saints only to give us liberation. They are not giving bondage. They know what is moksha because they are experiencing it, and that alone they want to give because that's their love and compassion. And that's what they mentioned in the Shastras. In other places of the world and mind, they don't know what is moksha itself. Then how can they give moksha? But they know or don't know. Unfortunately, what they give is bandhana only because of their inherent nature. Like the poison doesn't kill us deliberately, saying कि मैं poison हूँ मैं तुमको मारता हूँ. No, its nature is to kill. That's it. It is helpless. So to the nature of the world, nature of the mind is only to mind. Not that they deliberately do, but it is their nature. So we have to be careful with it. Think about it. The mind means its emotions, its thoughts, its gurgling emotions. Continuously, अरे क्यों भाई? Why are you coming, oh my dear thoughts, in my mind? Can't I be शांत? वो आ ही जा रहे हैं, हम उसको सोच ही जा रहे हैं और उसके पीछे भाग ही जा रहे हैं. Like that chameleon, with every set of thoughts, moods of thoughts, emotions of thoughts, we just going on changing ourselves. Such a gulam to the mind and also to the world. Gulam to the world of things and beings. We just dance to their tunes as if we are paid people. Then शास्त्र ने क्या क्या कहा, गीता में क्या कहा भगवान ने, ये उपनिषदों में क्या कह रहे, पुराणों में क्या कह रहे, वो हमारा होना चाहिए. And the best example is what's Rama saying in the evening Yoga Vasishta Ramayana. भगवान और शास्त्र बता रहे वो हमारा होना चाहिए वो ज्ञान. Like yesterday we were talking about those beautiful thoughts. Ki we have defeated all the Shatrus. We got this Samarajya Lakshmi. And by the time we started to enjoy it, from suddenly nowhere, the death has come. He comes and takes away us only. तो ये वाला ज्ञान हमारा होना चाहिए ना. Then will we pursue for the victory outer and Lakshmi outer? We will pursue that which transcends us the death. Then the other example that was given about the festivity. In the festival, कोई कहाँ से आया, कोई कहाँ से आया, कुछ समय कोई भी सिमिलर what you call thought pattern है, तब तक we are together. We give the example. There are 100 crores of people in the India, 140. But how many go to Vaishno Devi or Badrinath? Isn't it? अभी परसों खुला ना 2 दिन पहले. So let us say 10,000 people are going. In the 10,000, 50 people will be around us. Around 50 में 10 लोग या 5 लोग से हम आंख मिलाते हैं या मुस्कुराते हैं और 2-4 से बात करते. Why all that setup happened? Because all are going towards Vaishno Devi. That was the reason for which they came, they smiled, they talked. एक बार दर्शन हो गया तो कौन किधर. This is the example it's given. Expand it to the entire life. That's what Rama says. In this journey of each individual towards the ultimate only. Some individuals come in our life, like in the yatra or all of that. because of some similar thoughts or some mutual prarabdha, which will be very slight time only, period. Thereafter, कौन जाने कहाँ? No, this should knowledge should become ours. Now, if this is ours, knowledge is, then with all the people around us, will we have that type of binding attachment? We will be relating with all. We will live with them. But that binding them also, binding us also. है कि नहीं? अगर ये बंदा कहता है यार चल मेरे साथ, वो कहते हैं चल, दोनों इकट्ठे गए तो फिर भगवान का दर्शन होगा नहीं दोनों को। और भगवान का दर्शन दोनों मिलकर नहीं होता, अपना अपना अलग दर्शन। Understood? You can't do spirituality together. Practices we may do sometime, but experience is all alone, ना? ये राम जी आपके हमारे सबके सामने दर्शन हुए, हम 20 लोग हैं, बट फिर भी एक एक का अपना अनुभव है। There is no wholesale experience of everything in life, so to divine experience. Therefore, in that there is no going together. That's why शास्त्र में शादी के टाइम धर्मे च अर्थे च कामे च देसे, not मोक्षे च। नाति चरामी नाति चरितव्य। धर्मार्थ काम में हम इकट्ठे रहेंगे। मोक्ष इकट्ठा नहीं होता कि तू मेरे नाक देख मैं तुम्हारा नाक देखता हूँ मेडिटेशन के लिए। जैसे भगवान ने कहा अपने नाक देखो, स्वम नासिकाग्र। That knowledge, as we saw, it has to become ours. Again, we have seen Advaita Anubhuti by giving the examples 1, 2, 3, isn't it? It will come today also. Anubhuti example देकर how with Maya, because of Maya, the Vishwa is projected on the Paramatma. And 6 examples were given. Here also, actually here they are given here, 6 of them in the Brahma Purana. They are also same topic. 2 चंद्रमा दिख रहे हैं, है कि नहीं अद्वैत अनुभूति में. But once that cataract operation is done, only one. है ना? It's called in English myopia. So too in Vedanta also same thing. It is myopia. When myopia is there, you will see things in hallucination. So too when myopia is there, we see on one Paramatma multitude. So the idea total क्या हुआ कि every aspect of Shastra should become mine. उसके लिए क्या करना? What Shastra said, we have to become what do you say, responsible to pause there, understand it beyond all questions or doubts. होते हैं 50, 60, 70% अंडरस्टैंड होते हैं, बाकी 30% प्रैक्टिस करने के बाद अनुभव में आते हैं. But 100% what Shastra says is right. Some intellect can understand before, many intellect understands later. Later on intellectual understanding नहीं होता, अनुभवी होता है. So how many things are there? One, world is what is world is saying. Second, what is my mind saying? Third, what is Shastra saying? Fourth, is what Shastra saying has become my saying and my living or not? समराइज करें तो शास्त्र कहते हैं आपके अंदर के आत्मा वस्तु को जानो, मुक्त हो जाओ. Am I taking that as my conviction? Has it become my saying? Think. Am I walking towards it? Consciously, deliberately, every moment. है ना? Every moment towards that. When I am consciously every moment working towards it, our vyavahara, minimum vyavahara, necessary vyavahara, is not contradiction to it. Isn't it? Like I am doing this satsanga. It's not contradiction to my goal of Paramatma Prapta. This is strengthening my knowledge, and I am strengthening this knowledge only to walk in that path. Even other things, I eat food or I sleep, ये सारे साधना के ही अंग हो जाते। साधना के लिए ही कर्म करे तो what I am explaining is every moment are we towards it. When it is said we are afraid, no, I have to manage myself, I have to manage my duties. I said all of them become part of spirituality only. That vision will come. But if I am adhering to Shastra saying as my saying, basically ये वाला, I am as a jiva here, I have to recognize myself. This is what Shastra says. Tat tvam asi का अर्थ क्या हुआ? त्वम एतद न असि, त्वम तद असि. You are not this, you are that. No, that should be my knowledge, intellectual, and I should practice it. And I have to discover my that Tat Swarupa. Yesterday you saw that in again Advaitanamurti, the Shankara Bhagavan saluting to Narayana Bhagavan and the Guru, ki because of whom I have found myself to be Bhagavan Vishnu. Wonderful it was. So conclusion, what Shastra saying has it become my saying and my living. And then what promised by Shastra becomes my experience. If that is not strongly chosen, then only other two options. We live life what mind is saying. We live life what world is saying. Both of them are binding. They don't do these things to bind us, but innately, in nature, their nature is to bind us. Like when you put finger in the fire, fire ऐसा नहीं कहता लगा बैठो तेरे को जला के रख देता हो. It has no ego of that type. It is a nature that उंगली लगाओ जलेगा, कपड़ा लगाओ जलेगा, कागज लगाओ जलेगा, पड़ोसी का उंगली लगाओ वो भी जलेगा. In the same way, the manmani of the mana, then akashna of the jagata is only to bind us. Ruthlessly accepted. So to ruthless, what Shastra says is only for my moksha. तो मेरा ओपिनियन शास्त्र का ओपिनियन एक उसमें 50% थ्रू अंडरस्टैंडिंग 50% थ्रू फेथ बट 100% होना चाहिए. शास्त्र ने जो कहा वो मेरा कहना है. देन लिव लाइफ लाइक दैट. लाइक इन शास्त्र प्रहलाद जी से नवधा भक्ति कहाँ हुआ वो हमारा. अभी भी हमारा भक्ति जगत के लिए है. श्रवणम जगत का, कीर्तनम जगत का, स्मरणम जगत का, पाद सेवनम वाइफ हस्बैंड चिल्ड्रन एंड ऑल डू इट. मना नहीं कर रहे. चल उसमें भगवान को देखो. वंदनम दास्यम सख्यम आत्मनिवेदनम वो हुआ ही नहीं हमको हमारा ज्ञान. See that in yoga darshanam from last almost 500 about days we are doing it ना. वहाँ का अष्टांग योग करो. टांग योग करूंगा लेकिन अष्टांग नहीं होगा मेरे से. यम नियम करो. यम नियम क्या होता है स्वामी जी? कुछ नहीं होता. कोई चिंता मत करो. मेरे वास्ते आके टीवी ऑन कर लो और खुद घूमने जाओ. यम नियम आसन. व्हाट ए लव द शास्त्र हैज गॉट एंड टेलिंग अस बेटा ऐसा करो अष्टांग योग संयम करो मन को. सी व्हाट आर द ब्यूटीफुल सिद्धीज दैट आर ब्लेस्ड टू यू गिवन टू यू. अब मुझे होना है थॉट यार लेट मी डू दिस योग साधना. Get that mind into my control, Sanyama, Desha Kala Vastutaha, and let me see these experiences. Isn't it? क्या क्या नहीं बता रहे. And they're all mind blowing, very enchanting. But when it is told कि ऐसा पॉकेट में नहीं मिलते, you have to do साधना, ऐसे नहीं होगा मेरे से. है ना. like we go to shop, a beautiful object you see, कितना बड़े I want to buy. अब कितने का है बताओ. Then when that fellow quotes the price, अच्छा मेरे को नहीं चाहिए रख लो मैं जाऊंगा. So Yoga Acharya is telling us ये विभूति है ना भूत जया इंद्रिय जय. ओ क्या बढ़िया है. आकाश गमनम और अष्टानिमा महिमा लघिमा प्राप्ति प्राकाम्यम ईशित्वम वशित्वम कामावसायित्वम. आई वांट इट. क्या कीमत है. संयम करना है. अरे बाबा मेरे से नहीं होगा. मतलब शास्त्र ने जो कहा मेरा नहीं बना. इसका अर्थ जो मन कह रहा है कि तुमको वो नहीं करना होता है. You need not do that. इतने जन्मों से you are listening to me only. Why you leave me suddenly go? In this way the mind goes on blackmailing us. And then we oblige it. Then there is no firmness in us, there is no decision in us, there is no courage in us, there is no conviction in us. Without these, how can there be planning? Without planning, how can we execute? Without executing, how can we move ahead? That much lazy and lethargic we are that the basic spiritual thought called as spiritual thing, willpower also, कि मुझे ये करना ही है, वहां तक भी आए नहीं. Listening is a good thing, but listening is not the last, no. Listening is a basic minimum first step in spirituality. ये भी नहीं किया तो बंदा बिगड़ गया बस, is worldly. Like when we don't come to class, at that time where are we? Okay, if you live in another class, okay. Otherwise, we are in the world only, no. So therefore, not listening is totally worldly. I'm not talking about them. Those who are listening. Listening is only basic minimum first. Then what Shastra says is our saying, we live that. And everything said in Shastra should be our experience. जैसे केमिस्ट्री शास्त्र में जो बताया जो चीज़ें हैं, केमिकल लैब में become experiences to the chemistry students and those who are doing experiment. तो ये वो मिलाओ और लाफिंग गैस बनता है. बन गया रियली पीपल लाफिंग. और ये वो मिलाओ वाला ऑर्डर बनता है. What is said in Shastra is becoming their experience there, isn't it? Everything, व्यवसाय शास्त्र, agricultural science. तो इस तरह करो, देन यू गेट द फील्ड यील्ड. वो शास्त्र जो है वो अनुभव में आ रहा है वहां उनको. इन द सेम वे वेदांत तत्व एंड मोक्ष शास्त्र शुड बी आवर वर्ड, शुड बी आवर प्रैक्टिस, शुड बी आवर एक्सपीरियंस. ये बेस. इसके लिए करना क्या आप सोच लो. आप एक तो कर ही रहे, सुन रहे, अब बाकी और क्या क्या करना है ना. स्टडिंग, कॉन्टेम्पलेटिंग, अंडरस्टैंडिंग इट, deeply getting inspired by that understanding. We can't be any more childish, no. And the child को कहते हो बेटा आ जाओ नहलाता हूँ तुमको, मेरे को नहीं चाहिए बोलेगा वो. बड़े ऐसा खाना देता है, मुझे जंक फूड चाहिए बोलता है वो. चलो बैठो कुछ श्लोक सिखाता है, नहीं नहीं मेरे को जाकर खेलना है. अरे चाइल्ड की तरह हमारा माइंड भी. हाउ लॉन्ग कम आई शो यू द मोक्ष मार्ग. नो नो आई वांट बंधन ओनली. अरे व्हाट ए चाइल्डिश लाइफ आवर्स इज. Come on, just follow me, you'll be freed from all the papa. पता नहीं है मेरे को मौजा है पाप करने में. Childish? Get detached? Yeah, I get detached from you, a guru, a shastra, not from my sharira and other things. You know that youngsters and children ना एक peculiar ego होता है उनको. अब उनके भला के जो करते हो ना, out of their ego, exactly they do opposite to it, and they continue it till they die. The childhood disease goes on prolonged till one dies and grows its height when one becomes old. Because old age आने तक ego इतना बढ़ जाता है, strong हो जाता है. Because every day lived as ego only ना. उनको ना टाइम पास के लिए शास्त्र सुनना होता होगा, but he will never even do one thing also. The childhood mentality will become 10 times stronger in the old age. That I will do what I want, not what Shastra says. ये सब डेंजर्स है. So that is how understanding all of them is contemplation. Then firmly holding my own self. This is what Shastra says. Live life like that. I will live it. And देखो जो प्रॉमिस कर रहा है शास्त्र ना, वो मिलने लगता है हमको. वैद्य शास्त्र फॉलो करो, what it promises the health, it comes. अर्थशास्त्र फॉलो करो, what it promises wealth, it comes to us. राजनीति शास्त्र फॉलो करो, द पावर इट प्रॉमिसेस इट विल कम. नो. युद्ध शास्त्र फॉलो करो, यू बिकम विक्टोरियस. तत्व शास्त्र मोक्ष शास्त्र फॉलो करे, दैट बिकम्स आवर्स. सो टुडे onwards let us be in this way committed in our conscious efforts to totally understand Shastra and say what Shastra says is my saying and live that. The cost is the what mind says, the what world tempts, we have to give them up. But it is a worthy price because the Shastra is guaranteeing us that moksha no more from all limitations, bondages. Aha. When you transcend your upadhis, recognize your all pervading, eternal, birthless, changeless, deathless self. What a bliss you will be in. That is millions of more than even Brahmadeva's Ananda. When Shastra says those things, should we not pause there and feel what she says as a result, then what she says as sadhana for that result? हम इतने बार पढ़ ले बताए तेरे में कहा ब्रह्मानंद मीमांसा में, हमको तो लगता नहीं वो नॉलेज. हमको ईशावास में कहते हैं तेन त्यक्तेन भुंजीता, हमको आता ही नहीं वो समझ. है ना, हमको तैतरीय में कहते हैं ब्रह्म विदाप्नोति परम. ठीक है, मैं मान लेता हूँ, कोई गाल नहीं. है ना, कोई बात नहीं. ठीक है, आई एंजॉयड दीज थिंग्स इन माई अमृतसर स्टे. अमृतसर दे यूज्ड टू नो द अम्मा लोग, स्वामी कोई गाल नहीं तुझसे बोलते जाना. बस. एंड आई रिमेम्बर दैट ना, बिकॉज आई टुक द बुक विथ सच अ सीरियसनेस टू उनका उद्धार करने के लिए. मेरा हो या ना हो, वो 4-5 लोग बैठ कर ना, एंड दे सेड कोई बात नहीं, आप चिंता मत करो, बोलते. देन आई अंडरस्टूड कितने बाबा लोगों का इनके कारण उद्धार हो गया. सो आवर स्टडी ऑफ शास्त्र इज ऐसे ही अपने कढ़ाई बुनाई करते हुए, कोई नहीं तुझसे बोलते जाना, కొంచెం पानी चाहिए मैं दे दूंगी, आप बोलते. सेम थिंग टेल टू श्रुति माता. श्रुति माता तुझसे बोलते जाओ, बीच में थक गए तो आराम करना, कोई बात नहीं, हम यही बैठेंगे. These are the things where we have to go deep into the roots. From there we have to do the repair. Into that action we have to enter. Like consciously, deliberately, all the time. And again, I am not touching this topic. फिर से 20 मिनट एक्सप्लेन करना पड़ेगा. While doing that, the rajogunas, the tamogunas of the past, do you think they will leave us? It is so difficult. Then we have to negotiate only. They will attack us and they will again make us their slave. है वो आदत रजोगुण तमोगुण का, फिर भी we have to withstand that. That is why देखो, सुनते जाना, सोचते जाना, कॉम्प्रिहेंसिवली बात समझना, देन शुरू से स्टार्ट करना साधना till the goal is reached. That is why it takes time, it takes application, it takes effort, it takes sacrifice, but it gives moksha. No other way than this. That ठीक है, मोक्ष नहीं चाहिए, हम ऐसे बंधन में रहेंगे, बीच बीच में थोड़ा सा मध्य मध्य 100 रुपया मिलता है, हम उससे खुश है. यू आर वेल, गो. आई कांट से वेलकम बिकॉज हियर वी आर डीलिंग दिस सब्जेक्ट. ओम 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 सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. ओम सदाशिव समारंभां व्यास शंकर मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वंदे गुरु परंपराम्. ओम निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. ओम जगतीमवितुं कलिताकृतयो विचरन्ति महामहसच्छलतः अहिमां श्रीवात्र विभासि गुरो भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं. ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुगदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मभक्तियोगधर्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः। तेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोध सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वध्यात्मिकप्रगति सनातनधर्मप्रतिष्ठापकानां निरन्तरदिग्विजयार्थम् अनेकशास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधनाप्रयत्नमध्ये श्री कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः पारायणम् अध्ययनम् आद्यशङ्करभाष्यसमेत मोक्षार्थमयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ॐ नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहं। प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अथ सम्बन्धभाष्यः। So very interesting, no? At one place, 6 examples are given to convey the thought little stronger. What is the thought? On Paramatma, the Dvaita is projected only, but not real. What are the examples you see? First, Toyavat Mrugatrushna, the mirage water. Second, Raupyavat Kikasam, Kikasam Shuktirevaha. So, the shell seen as the silver. Then, Sarpavad Rajukhandaha, Nishayam Vishma Madhyagaha. The Rajukhanda, the part of a rope, a piece of rope, appearing as the snake. Fourth one, Eka Eva Indu Dvau Vyomni. Vyomni in the Akasha, Eka Indu, one moon, Dvau Iva, as if two. For whom this Timira Ahata Chakshu, whose eyes are affected by the Timira, the cataract, or some that eye related disease. Fourth one, Akashasya Ghani Bhavaha. Okay, na? तोयवत मृगतृष्णा फर्स्ट हो गया, रौप्यवत की कसम सेकंड हो गया, सर्पवत रज्जु तीसरा हो गया, एक इंदु टू अपियरिंग चौथा, फिफ्थ वन आकाशस्य नील भाव घनी भाव स्निग्धता, एंड लास्ट वन एक सूर्य बहुधा जल आधारेषु दृश्यते. सूर्य इज वन बट द जल आधारास of balti or bucket or any such things or even mirrors many, so he appears to be many. So in each of the example, we have to pause and think and understand. Then what is said later on through this example, we will be ready to understand. Question karna hai, is a Surya one or many? One, but what are those many then? Appearance. Appearance means what? Not real. So too, is the water in the mirage real? No. But what you are seeing, but seeing is not real means appearance. So too, in the rope, is there a serpent? Question karna hai. No. Then you are seeing no, you saw no, yeah, why? Appearance only. So you are experiencing them, they are appearing, yet they are not real. Are there two moons? Only one. Is there silver there? Only Shuktika. एग्जाम्पल्स को हम थोड़ा पढ़ने से ना, क्या कहना चाहते हैं थोड़ा एग्जाम्पल, उसको पढ़ने का थोड़ा हिम्मत होगा एक्सेप्ट करने का. इन द सेम वे आकाशस्य घनीभा इत्यादि एकस्य सूर्य बहुधा जलाधारे दृश्यते. नौ आभाति परमात्मा अपि सर्व उपाधिषु संस्थितः. In the same way, Paramatma alone, through many upadhis, appears to be many. Here, only one thing you have to add is, even those upadhis are Paramatma's Maya Shakti only. इसलिए हमको उपनिषदिक लेवल पे पहुंचना है, where the upadhi is also Paramatma, in that who is expressing also is Paramatma. That's why tat srishtva tadevanu pravishat. In the worldly example, the Surya dura hai, then the water is here. Water is different, Surya is different. Surya Pratibimba. In the Vedanta, in the water also is Paramatma Shakti only. Pratibimba also Paramatma. But this Pratibimba is limited in minds. You have to realize the original Surya. Okay, Paramatma's Pratibimba only is Jiva. But the Jiva with Upadita Tattva is Bandhana. इसलिए प्रतिबिंब रहित प्योर बिंब काला आत्मा we have to experience for moksha. थोड़ा उसको we have to catch it. Now, then abhati paramatma api sarva upadishu samstitaha. As much as possible, this sentence has to be chanted or meditated. Abhati paramatma api sarva upadishu samstitaha. So many parts, so many suryas abhati. Surya is one. So to one paramatma only, in so many upadis, millions you see, is appearing to be million. But is one only. Then Dvaita Bhrantira Vidyakhya Vikalpo Nacha Tattatha. The entire Dvaita is a Bhranti, and that Bhranti is Vikalpita, and Vikalpita is because of Avidya. And actually, Nacha Tattatha, it is not as it is seen. Dvaita Bhrantira Vidyakhya Vikalpo Nacha Tattatha. In the knowledge of the self, called Vidya, only one truth. But that Vidya of Atman being one is not known, called as Avidya now. Then the Vikalpa comes of projections, of manyness. But it is not so. Very, very important discussion it is. Dvaita Bhrantir Avidyakhya Vikalpaha Nacha Tattatha. अविद्या से उत्पन्न विकल्प है द्वैत and it's only Bhranti hai, and it is not so. Whenever the word avidya is used, meaning is not having correct apprehension of the reality as one without second. So 6 examples are given, and what is to be conveyed through them is said. Therefore, what was the question of Purabhakshi? That bandhana is real, can't be removed. It was his objection. It was his point. Here say, who can do binding when there is something other than something other the Dvaita hai nahi hai, then how there is a bondage possible? Then just like the Dvaita is bandhana, so to the Dvaita kalpana, Dvaita bandhana is also kalpana. But we are experiencing it. Because we are taking the kalpita as real. We are experiencing fear because we are taking kalpita sarpa as real. We took the seen snake as real, therefore we are suffering. Kalpita. So to kalpita dvaita, satya ke roop mein we are taking, therefore waki it is giving us dukkha. रिमेम्बर इसमें जो हो रहा है उसको पकड़ना ही है, जो करना है उसको करना है, कुछ एक्स्ट्रा ऐड नहीं करना. What it is said, the one self is not seen, therefore manyness is seen, or the rope is not seen and snake is seen on that, therefore you have fear, dukkha. Therefore, see the rope as rope, you come out of the snake delusion and the dukkha. Now don't ask when the snake is not there, how it is giving me dukkha actually. A phenomena is that. When you see snake, you are afraid. You are miserable. You are seeing snake. उसका रिजल्ट होना चाहिए. स्नेक है ही नहीं लेकिन तुम देख रहे हो. तुमको उसका डर लगेगा ही. Then what's the solution? If it's a real snake, you can't have a solution. But luckily it's a rope only. You apprehend the rope, snake's gone. So do the whole Dvaita Jagat, if it is real, you can never come out of bondage. That's what he was saying, Purapakshi. Dvaita is real, therefore bondage is real. So you have no moksha. There was no need of study Shastra. Khao, piyo, maus karo. Apna type hai wo Purapakshi. He says, luckily all Shastras, all Gurus have said, Ekamevadvayam Brahma is real, not the Dvaita. Therefore, by recognizing that one Brahman, we can come out of Dvaita and Dvaita Kruta Bandha. So, Dvaita Bhranti Avidyakhya Vikalpo Nacha Tattata. Okay? And again use the knowledge of Taittiriya Upanishad and also other. What I said is the world outside with infinite names and forms have Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma as the Adhisthana. So too in my life, personal, any planes I experience, Jagra, Swapna, Sushupti, Sat Chit Ananda is the Adhisthana. What do you mean by Adhisthana here and there? That is fully permeating. The Satchidananda Atma of mine is so much permeated in Jagra, Swapna, Sushupti. Every point, every moment. If it is alone permeated, what's the position of Jagra, Swapna, Sushupti then? That's what we are saying, na? Kalpita. If it in every nook and corner of the ornament, if the gold alone is there, then what's the position of ornament? वो तो हम कह रहे हैं ना कि इट इज कल्पित. ये ब्रेक थ्रू हमको मिलना चाहिए. Two satyas cannot be there. Either gold should be real or the ornament should be real. Definition of satya which is always there without change. Definition asatya or mithya or kalpana is comes and goes on changing. Isn't it? By this work of goldsmith, the ornaments can be changed from one shape to the other. But he is not changing the gold. Gold is gold only, whether it is the earring or nose ring or finger ring or hand ring, जो भी कहो. गोल्ड तो एक ही है. इसलिए एग्जाम्पल्स हमको ना वो ब्रेक थ्रू दिलाते हैं. दैट्स अ ब्रेक थ्रू. What I am saying is multiple world, but it is not real. There is one substratum behind. This breakthrough. Second is that substratum I have to realize. Third, as my own self. Then all the real taken Dvaita will go away. Therefore, the bondage was in the Dvaita, it will not be there. Remember, the gold has no bondage. When it is remains as gold itself, whether it is given a shape of any ornament, and that ornamentation is changed to something else, because वो अपने आप में है वो गोल्ड ऑर्नामेंटेशन जो है वो गोल्ड को टच नहीं करता. So to the one who established in the self, the projections on him, they won't affect him because they are not real, no? He is remaining as he is. स्वस्थता कहते हैं उसको. That's why a person physically also, if has strong immunity, चाहे 2 डिग्री टेम्परेचर कम हो गया है, बढ़ गया, he won't get disturbed because he has got that immunity. So to the one who established himself, the projected duality will not bind him like that. Now you see beautiful thoughts now. Mhm. Mhm. परत्र बन्धागारः स्यात् तेषाम् आत्माभिमानिनाम् आत्मभावनया भ्रान्त्या देहं भावयतां सदा आप्रज्ञमादिमध्यान्तैः भ्रमभूतैः स्त्रिभिः सदा जाग्रत्स्वप्नसुषुप्तैस्तु छादितं विश्वतैजसं स्वमायया स्वमात्मानं मोहयेत् द्वैतरूपया गुहागतं स्वमात्मानं लभते च स्वयं हरिं व्योम्नि वज्रानलज्ज्वाला कलापो विविधाकृतिः आभाति विष्णोः सृष्टिश्च स्वभावो द्वैतविस्तरः शान्ते मनसि शान्तश्च घोरे मूढे च तादृशः ईश्वरो दृश्यते नित्यं सर्वत्र न तु तत्त्वतः. Wow, what a beautiful mantras they are. I tell you, these Puranas are so beautiful. Huh? For the simple language, अभी वेदांत ना वेद मंत्र मुश्किल होते हैं उसको समझना. Without भाषा you can't understand. But in the struggle of understanding Vedanta Shastra through Bhashya, intellect becomes sharper. Upanishadic, sorry, Puranic language is easy. Because the language is easy, we take the knowledge for granted. हाँ ठीक है समझ में आ गया. Like anything hard earned, you value it more. मुझे पॉकेट में मिलता है like our morning classes and all, nobody cares them. That's the difference little. इन वेदांता प्योर वेदांता स्पोकन उपनिषद में और कुछ टच नहीं करते. पुराण में कहानियां भी आएंगे, लड़ाई झगड़ा भी आएंगे, ऑल ऑफ दैट कम Therefore, the mind gets distracted. Even though the tattva is taught, it is taken very light. Like a Karmakandi or the Purva Mimamsaka. He studies all Vedas. Maximum of Vedas talk about karma and upasana. Some places only Vedanta talk. He says Vedanta by the way bola hai. Actually karma kandi karna hai according to Vedas. That is what he concludes. That's how the Purana. No, I just browse through and tell you. Simple meaning is when one is identified the Sharira, in the Sharira anyway is bound. Even after leaving the body also, definitely is going to be bound only. So, Upar jo kaha, one Paramatma only, taken as Dvaita and we are suffering. The solution for it or where the problem starts from, that topic as if it is discussed here. Dehosmi is the thing from where all problems start. Okay. Atma bhavanaya bhrantya deham bhavayatam sada. All the problems come. And then that person, here it is said, Aprajnam adi madhyantai brahmabhutai trivihi sada jagra sapna sushuptaistu chaditam vishwataisu. So prajna se lekar prajna vishwa taijasa are the ones because of which we get those realms of living because of identity with the dehas. स्थूल देह सूक्ष्म देह कारण देह के तादात्म्य से जागृत स्वप्न सुषुप्ति अवस्थाओं में विश्व तेज प्राज्ञ के रूप में we are only getting bound. All of this, a big list will come. You will see towards the end of this prasanga. List of everything is given and told. All of these are not there in pure Paramatma. He alone is there. So today's what's the summary? 6 examples, and through that what is said is Paramatma is one without second. But avidya and bhranti say the manyness is kalpito. We are lost in that manyness. This manyness has nothing but bondage to give us. Solution starts from where? Understand the whole subject clearly. Okay, we not knowing our own self in the ignorance only because of Trigunatmika Prakriti, identifying with the three dehas, going through three avasthas, just like a three individualities. ये मन में पीछे रहकर then उसके आधार पर we have to conduct. What's the conducting? Now I am in Jagrada Avastha as a Vishwa identifies Stula body. Morning I was in Swapna Avastha as a Tayasa with Sukshma Sharira. In Nidra I was as Prajna with the Karana Sharira. So I am none of these three. I am the Shuddha Atma. In the ignorance of which only through the Maya, three dehas have come and I only got bound in it. यहाँ बताएंगे tomorrow I'll talk this whole topic very exhaustively कि the Atmadeva by his own Maya he is projecting many and he himself is bound by that, and that same bound Jiva now when he goes into his own heart and discovers himself he is free from all bondage. That's what he said, we chanted in a Narayana लास्ट में कहते हैं गुहागतम स्वमात्मानम लभते च स्वयं हरिम. When he goes into his own Hridaya Akasha, then he will discover the Hari, his own self. Then he is freed from bondage. So, how simple Vedanta? In my own heart, I am the self liberated. I came out of the heart. Immediately, Stula Sukshma Karana Shariras have come. I identified with them. I have started seeing Jagra Swapna Sushupti Jagats. And in that multiple things, I am totally lost in it. Any way you can picturize. आराम से घर में बैठे थे, बाहर आते सारी दुनिया दिखी, then you got enchanted and you get lost in it. If you are within your own house, none of these things are there, nor you are influenced by them. Isn't it? Same way, if we are with our own self in our own heart, there is nothing other than the self. The coming out of the heart and the self is the basis or cause for the projection of the non-existing self, as if it is existing and real. थोड़ा इस बात पे कल ध्यान हम देंगे. We'll stop today. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Paravarshibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti MAATRE Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you. Let us pray the Lord's Gurus to bless us with introvertedness, to bless us with the deep ability of contemplation, to bless us with the ability to apprehend the reality as real, the unreal as unreal. May the Lord give us that Sadbuddhi to identify with the real and thereby get free from the unreal. And the Lord bless us to begin with freedom from the so much undue importance value reality given to the whole outer and inner Vyavahar. महाभयंकर मोह माया भगवान हमको इससे मुक्ति दे. Isn't it? When the child is enchanted by the playground outside and so many playthings in it and so many friends like him and all, he will never even remember that he'll have to do some study, he'll have to do some other homeworks. For us also, the outer world has so much importance. So to the world of the mind, mental world, they're so powerful, so important, so real. Thank God, Lord Rama is teaching us this only, how to devalue and detach. May the Lord bless us for that. Thank you.